They do not do the good that they want to do, but they do the evil that they don't want. All those people you are looking, you are seeing outside there who are failing, who are frustrated, going nowhere. They want to do great things. They want to achieve great things. They want their life to have a meaning, to have a significance. They want their life to mean something, but they are stuck because they have lost many years ago the battle that is going on inside of them. Hi Facebook, hi YouTube, hi podcast listeners. Always a pleasure to be with you. I'm Zoe from Cameroon and welcome to this platform where we share nuggets, information, wisdom and insights to help us achieve success, because we believe that success is much more than just money and material stuff. For us, success is also about fulfilling the intention of our creation, that is our purpose, using our potential in a productive way. That is why in this platform we used to focus on personal growth, personal development, personal productivity, because we strongly believe that these are major keys that will help us move from where we are right now to the life of our dreams. And today I have a great topic I want to share with you that I think, as usual, will make all the difference. I want to talk to you about your number one opponent, your number one enemy, and it's very important. I want to start with this question. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you know what to do to succeed or to get the results you desire? You even have the capacity to do the work, you have what it takes, but you are stuck doing nothing. Have you ever found yourself in that type of situation? Or have you ever noticed someone with a great potential, a great talent, a great skill that you know can completely change his life, but that person finds himself in such a mess, not using that potential, completely broke and frustrated? Have you ever noticed this kind of person? The fact is this: knowing what needs to be done, knowing what I have to do to succeed, doesn't guarantee that I will do it. Many people know what to do to live a healthy life, but no, not all of them are willing to do the work. And if you are a little bit an observer, you will notice that the things that we postpone, the things that we procrastinate on, or the things that seem hard, are the very things that can change our lives. I want to look in your field right now, in your business right now, in your career right now, in your relationship right now. You will understand, you will notice that the things that seem hard are the things that have the potential to completely change your game. Do you agree with me? I bet you agree, because that is a truth. The things that seem hard, the things that people are postponing, procrastinating on, are the very things that can change their life. And it is very important for you and I to remember that. This morning, for example, I used to set my alarm clock to 4 a.m. every day. I wake up at 4 p.m. But today, when my alarm clock went off, I snoozed my alarm clock for 20 minutes. Because when my alarm clock went off, I started struggling with myself. I had this internal battle against myself, because inside of me I was finding reasons not to jump out of my bed to go and work on my personal project, I was saying to myself, take it easy, Zoe. Indulge yourself. Sleep. You deserve it. You can do it tomorrow. There is no fire in the house. Don't do it. Go, continue to sleep. I was struggling. And people who know me always see me as a self-disciplined person. It means that I have this capacity of focusing on something that needs to be done until that thing is done. But many of them do not understand that people like us, people who are called high achievers, high performers, also struggle with this kind of internal battle. Because I want to tell you that your greatest battle will always occur inside you, in your mind, in your head. It is between you and yourself. I was struggling inside of me. I was in a battle against myself. I wanted to jump out of the bed because I knew that what I have to do was important. But at the same time, I had this part of me trying to convince me that I need to stay on bed. I need to continue to sleep, to take it easy. And many of us, we find ourselves in this type of situation. And trust me, over the years, I learned this. Your greatest enemy and your number one opponent is yourself. My greatest enemy and my number one opponent is myself. Let me tell you this. Your greatest enemy is not the one who offended you. It's not the one who hurt you. But it is the person inside of you who refuses to forgive. Because when you forgive, for example, it's not for the person who offended you. You forgive because you want to be free. Let me give you another example. Your enemy is not, or your opponent is not the one who refused to fund your project. But your number one opponent is the person inside of you who think that because that person refused to fund your project, then you are a failure. Then it means that your project is not a viable project. That is your greatest enemy. Your greatest enemy is not the system, the government, your country, but your greatest enemy is the person inside of you who is convinced that because the system is broken, then he cannot succeed. Because his country has some flaws, then he cannot succeed. And that is important for you to understand. Your greatest enemy is not that partner who left you, who forsook you, but your greatest enemy, it is the person inside of you who doesn't want to let it go, to forgive, to turn the page. That is your greatest enemy. Whatever your situation you find yourself in, I can demonstrate to you that your number one opponent before anything else or anyone else, it is the person inside of you, in your head, in your mind. Let me give you, I wrote down 5 things to help you identify or to help you understand why your greatest enemy is inside of you. It is the person you are looking at every day on the mirror. First of all, your greatest enemy, it is the one in your head showing you reasons not to do the work. That is your greatest enemy. It is not the work. It is not the person who gave you the work, but it is the person in your head showing you reasons not to do the work. Your greatest enemy, it is the one giving you excuses to give up, not to continue, not to grind, not to get into the trenches and do the deep work. No. Your greatest enemy, it is the one reminding you that it is painful and you need to indulge yourself. It is painful. Why bother yourself in doing these things? Go and take it easy. Indulge yourself. That is your greatest enemy. Your greatest enemy is the person asking you, who do you think you are? People like you do not succeed. People like you do not do these kind of things. People like you do not impact lives. Who do you think you are? That is your greatest enemy. Your number one opponent is negative, is fearful, is pleasure driven, is childish, is dependent on people's approval, is a sleep lover. He always wants things he can't afford, and he always desires things. He always desires things he doesn't need, he doesn't want to work for. That is your greatest enemy. And all of us, we have that person inside of us. The Apostle Paul calls him the old man. The Apostle Paul says that, I do not do what I want to do, but I do the evil I don't want to do. Can you imagine that? I do not do the good that I want to do, but I do the evil that I do not want to do. That is the condition of many people. But let me tell you this. If you do not win the battle that is going on inside your head, inside your mind, inside of you, you will never achieve something significant. Those you admire, those who achieve great things, are people who every day commit themselves to win the battle that is going on inside of them. Because all of us, as I told you, I experienced this morning, all of us, we are going through this internal battle. Successful people have mastered that battle, have mastered that man inside of them. But those who are failing in life, let that person inside of them rule their life. And that is why they cannot achieve anything significant. If you want your life to change, you want to face the fact that my number one opponent is not someone outside, is someone that is inside of me. Paul the apostle calls him the old man. People used to accuse circumstances, the economy, my parents, the government, but they forget to look at the person in the mirror, because that is your biggest problem you will have to solve. Because every morning he will try to convince you not to jump out of your bed to do what it takes. Every time you will face a difficult situation, he will try to convince you to give up. Every time someone will reject you, he will try to show you that you are a failure. Every time you will face a bad experience, he will try to remind you all the bad experiences you had in the past, because he wants you to give up. And if you do not win that battle every day, because here is the trick, it's not a battle you will have to win once. You will have to win that battle every day. Every day I have to win the battle against myself when I have to exercise, for example. Every day I have to win the battle against myself at 4 p.m. when it's time to jump out of my bed and do my deep work. Every day is a battle. And if you do not understand that, and if you do not make up your mind to face that battle every day, to face that opponent every day, and to win every day, you will never be able to do something great. Your greatest battle happens inside of you. Your greatest enemy is the one inside of you. And you have to win this battle, not once, but every day. It is the battle between the old man, the one who is fearful, the one who is pleasure driven, the one who is childish, the one who is dependent on people's approval, the one who is negative, the one who loves sleeping, against the new man, the one who wants to achieve great things, the one who believes that he was sent here on earth by God to do something great, to impact lives, to turn lives of many people around. That is the battle that is happening inside of us. The old man against the new man. And you have to win that battle every day, and you have to take position every day. That is why the Apostle Paul used to say that, I do not do the good that I want to do, but I do the evil that I do not want. Can you imagine that? Many people are in that same situation. They do not do the good that they want to do, but they do the evil that they don't want. All those people you are seeing outside there, who are failing, who are frustrated, going nowhere, they want to do great things. They want to achieve great things. They want their life to have a meaning, to have a significance. They want their life to mean something, but they are stuck. Because they have lost many years ago the battle that is going on inside of them. And that is why I want to give you 9 things that will help you overcome your number one opponent. That is yourself. Your greatest enemy, your biggest problem, your biggest challenge is you. And you will have to face it every day. Every day when you wake up, it is a new battle day. And if you know that beforehand, you are able to prepare yourself for that battle every day. That is a battle of every day. I used to say to my spouse that, because she used to say to me that, it's good with you because every day you exercise, you don't have any problem. And I used to reply to her that no, you are getting this thing wrong. I am struggling every day, but I am prepared in my mind to face the same opponent every day, and that opponent is myself. I have to win every day. I am prepared in my mind that every day is a day of battle, it's a day of war, and I go to war every day when I wake up. Every day when my alarm clock goes off is the battle time. I have to fight to get out of my bed. I have to fight to exercise. I have to fight to continue to stick to my prayer routine. I have to fight to walk and remove every distraction. I have to fight to do the right things, because doing the right things is hard. And it is the hard things that will change your life, that will move the needle in your life, and you have to win that battle every day. Here are the 9 things I want you to consider if you want to win that battle every day. First of all, change your cycle. And when I'm talking about your cycle, I'm talking about the people you hang with, your environment. Your cycle is very important, it's critical. When you hang with high performers, you will become a high performer. When you hang with poor people, you will end up poor. When you hang with mediocre people, you will end up in mediocrity. You will never outperform your cycle. So, first of all, if you want to overcome your inner battle, you have to change your cycle, the people you hang with. I cannot emphasize it a lot. Zig Ziglar used to say this: you are the average of the 5 persons you spend the most of your time with. Very powerful. Very powerful. If you want to know the future of someone, look at his cycle, the people he hangs with, and you will be able to predict his future, because you will never be able to outperform your friends or your cycle. That is the first thing. Your cycle will propel you or will pull you down. Depends on its quality. And that is why it is critical. Successful people do not joke with their cycle. Only failures and average people think that you can have a mediocre cycle and perform at an excellent level. It is not possible. You have to change your cycle. That is the first thing. The second thing, you have to change your environment of work. Your space, your workspace, you have to change it. You have to adapt your workspace with your work by removing any cue, every cue that fosters laziness, distraction, and procrastination. You have to create a suitable workspace for your deep work. And you have to do it intentionally. When it's time for me to work, for example, on my book or on my research papers, I remove every type of distraction. Smartphones, iPad, tablets, all of that I remove, because I don't want things that will distract me. I don't want things that will foster distraction, laziness, and procrastination. I remove them from my environment of work because I want to work and to do my deep work. So that is the second thing. You have to change your environment. That is your workspace. It is very important. The third thing is that you have to change your type of content, the information you consume every day, whether on books, on video, on audio programs. You have to change them. You have to listen, to watch, and to read things that will show you how great you are, that will show you how powerful you are, that will help you understand the great potential God invested in you. You have to change the type of content you consume every day. Successful people select the content they consume. I select the type of content I consume. I don't watch any type of video. I don't listen to any type of audio. I have things that I watch every day. I have things that I listen every day. I have books that I read every day, because I understand this principle. The quality of the information you let inside your mind will determine the quality of your thoughts, and the quality of your beliefs, and the quality of your attitude, and the quality of your action, and the quality of your results. It is obvious. Therefore, you have to select the type of content you consume every day. The fourth thing is that you have to change your language, because you have to speak the way you want to be. Successful people speak success language. There is a success type of language, and there is a failure type of language. Successful people speak opportunities. They speak possibilities. They speak solutions. They do not speak problems. They do not speak challenges. They do not speak obstacles. They speak possibilities, because the way you speak will affect the way you think. Because the person you will spend the most of your time speaking with is yourself. And if you will spend the most of your time speaking with yourself than anyone else, it means that the person who has the capacity to change your mindset for success is you. So use your language accordingly. Speak success type of language, not failure type of language. Speak results, speak possibilities, speak opportunities, speak open doors, speak solutions. It is very important, because the more you speak success, the more you see success. The more you see success, the more you think success. The more you think success, the more you believe success. The more you believe success, the more powerful the work you will have to do to produce that success will be. And the more that powerful what you do will be, greater will be your results. It is very important. The fifth thing is get a coach, because you have to be accountable. When you have to give account for what you do not play, you do not joke. Looking in your life, every time you have to give account for something, it triggered you not to be lazy, but to do the work, because you will have to report to someone. When you have to report something to your boss, when you have to report something to the board of your company, when you have to report something to someone you respect, this causes you to do the work, not to be lazy. Because all of us, we don't want to look like a lazy boy or a lazy person or a failure. We want to display an image of something people can count on. And for that reason, when we have to report, when we have to give account for something, it causes us, it pushes us not to be lazy, but to do the work that needs to be done. That is why you have to find yourself a coach. You have to become accountable. The sixth thing is that build a warrior mentality. I've told you, you are in a war. That is how I look at things. I am in a war against myself. And every morning when my alarm clock goes off, for me is battle time. It's time to fight to get out of my bed, fight to exercise, fight to pray, fight to do my deep work, fight to stay focused on what I have to do, fight not to be distracted. It's about fighting. And you have to build that mentality, a warrior mentality. It is a battle you have to win every day. Every day is a battle. Every day is a fight. And you have to be able to put on the fight. Build that mentality of a warrior. The seventh thing is practice the do it anyway technique. I use it a lot. Do it anyway. When I'm exercising, for example, and it start becoming very, very difficult, very painful, and my body wants me to give up, I say to myself, despite the pain, do it anyway. Do it anyway. When I have to work on my research paper and I don't feel like doing that, I say to myself, I know you don't feel like doing that, but do it anyway. It's powerful, very powerful. I use it a lot. I recognize the fact that I don't feel like doing what I need to do, and I say to myself, do it anyway. I know you don't feel like doing it, Zoe. I know you don't feel like exercising. I know you don't feel like writing, but do it anyway. That is a technique you have to use. The eighth thing you have to do is to practice the I will think about whether to quit after I've done this technique. It is a technique. And that technique, I found it in the military. When they want to give up, they have this tendency of saying to themselves, I will think about whether to quit after I've done this exercise, after I've done this work. So when it's tough, when it hurts, when it is painful, I use also to say to myself, I will think about whether to quit after I have done this. Because at times I want to quit. I want to give up. It's difficult, it's tough. But I used to think about this technique and I say to myself, Zoe, we will be thinking about whether to give up or whether to quit after we have finished this, after we have done this. And all the time, after I finished the work, the idea of giving up is no more there. What I feel is joy, because when you finish your work, when you do what needs to be done at the end, you will feel appreciation for yourself, joy, fulfillment, enjoyment, happiness, deep joy. And when I say to myself, I will think about that. After I've done this, at the end, instead of thinking about quitting, I feel a deep joy. So this is very powerful. The last thing is ask for God's grace. Many people do not talk about that. But let me tell you, you need God's grace in this battle. I'm a faith guy. If you don't want to apply this ninth thing, forget about that. But my responsibility and my authenticity needs me to give to you all the truth, all that I know. Ask for God's grace. You cannot do it by yourself. You need the divine to help you. And I do not joke with that ninth thing. I pray for God's grace in everything I do, because I need His grace to win that battle every day. I hope you've got a lot of value from this session. It was a pleasure for me to be with you. I hope you've got a lot of value. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to our page, like the video, share the video, spread the word about our channel, our page, and our podcast. It is very important for us. And as I usually say, it was Zoe from Cameroon, and I wish you success.